Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. It is illegal to make a false copyright claim, and such actions may lead to our party seeking compensation for losses. This video was created and published by the Mother-Daughter-ish show in their personal capacity. The opinions expressed in this video are the creator's own and should not be taken as a definitive fact. The validity of any evidence provided should be independently consulted and researched and resource verified for authenticity. And the Mother-Daughter-ish show takes no responsibility for the actions of those viewing this video.
Thank you so kindly.
Happy New Year 2022 from Mother-Daughter-ish. We have a new series for you, and that's January 1st through January 31st. Our series title is New Year, New View. I know you're used to hearing New Year, New You, but we're going to go with New Year, New View. We hope you enjoy our topics, as we will give you 2 topics per day to give you to ponder on and look at it through a different lens to get a different view. Thank you for listening to Mother-Daughter-ish, and here's our show for today. Happy January the 6th. We are continuing right along with our series on New Year, New View. I love thinking about the view part. I was just explaining it to someone why we, did with the new view, because I always think that you can think a certain way for so long, but then at some point you get a different outlook and an out view and an outtake on it. Could you say in 2021 that there was something that you got a new view on that you thought was one thing, and then you're like, well, wait a minute, I never thought about it like that?
I would say my outlook on life in some aspects. Yeah.
Well, today we have 2 really good topics, Angie. Before we get started, I want to recognize that today is National Armenian Christmas Day. And I saw that on the list and I thought, well, that would be cool to talk about Armenian Christmas Day. Not talk about it, but to just acknowledge it, because my mechanic, Hevzi, you haven't met him yet, but he works on foreign cars, like all kind. And he's actually in Armenia right now with his family and his daughters, celebrating Christmas with his family. So we celebrated Christmas on December 25th, where their Christmas Day is today, which is funny because your brother was saying yesterday he was trying to call the manager of an office and she was out of town celebrating Christmas. And he was like, I don't know why they would be celebrating Christmas. I said, calm down. I said, actually, tomorrow is Armenian Christmas Day. He was like, I would have never known that. I'm like, yeah. I said, you have to look at different traditions. Like right after Christmas, people started celebrating Kwanzaa. I don't know a lot about Kwanzaa, but I know, about the holiday.
I've had some people come to me and tell me that their New Year's doesn't start until March.
Yeah. Are they Asian?
Maybe half Asian. I don't know.
Yeah, because they start.
I can't tell.
Yeah, they have a different theme. I think last year was Year of the Rat, and I don't know what this year's theme is, but we have a Asian friend in the Mini Cooper Club, and I know that because he celebrates it, so that's why I said that.
Oh.
But today, your topic is going to be on what?
Keeping your account private on social media, like what are the benefits? Yeah.
And then I'm going to talk about why it's so important to schedule your day, but to also incorporate that nap in and why that's so important. You want to go ahead and go first, Angie? Oh, before we go first, I would like to say, if you'd like to support our podcast, our Cash App name is $MDI Podcast. You'll see that. It'll scroll across the screen before you have gotten here. So you saw it. Maybe you didn't get a chance to by quickly, but it is $MDI Podcast. And we thank you for all of the ones that do support us and the new subscribers and our new viewers. We really appreciate you. So I wanted to say that before we got started. All right, Angie.
Yes. So
as far as like keeping your account private on social media, I feel like I always like to protect my privacy anyway, but I just don't like everyone having access to me. But I have my Twitter on private.
Mhm.
I have my Instagram on private, and Facebook, I have it to where you can see very little if we're not friends.
Hmm.
Because I
Oh, so
just,
you can limit the stuff people see if they're not your friend?
yeah, I forgot what type of setting it is, but they can only see like so much stuff, not that much at
Oh,
all
I thought if I
until,
wasn't your friend, I couldn't see anything but just your profile pic. Okay.
yeah, until
I've had
they're,
mine on private since day one, so I never knew. And I've been like people that I don't really communicate at all. I've been going through just deleting different ones. I really want to get my Facebook down to about 50 people. That's it. Just like 50 core people that I absolutely communicate with back and forth. But what made you start putting yours private? Did you have like a lot of trolls, or of course a lot of people be in the DMs about all kinds of crazy stuff? If it ain't crypto, it's let's get married. So what made
yeah,
you put
I've always had it on private since I made my Instagram, which was like 2011, 2012.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's always, I've always set it up that way. But yeah, it'd be trolls out there. It's people that make fake pages, and I have about 400 requests that are just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And you
And
could
when you
tell
do, you
some,
just ignore them.
for the most part, yeah. Unless I
Yeah,
really know them, or
yeah. Because
but I don't let.
if you're not gonna go through them and even look at them, just press that little button that says "Don't accept any." Because when I put
Yeah,
mine
and it'd be a lot
private,
of people. It'd be a lot of people that'll follow you just to like look at your stuff and then unfollow you just because they want that.
trolling and I call it lurking and trolling. Because I
Yeah,
know
or they
people
just
who
want
don't
that
even
follower count and they don't want to follow you back. Like, they don't want more
right.
follow. They don't want to follow more people than they have followers. It's
Exactly.
not that serious.
Well, not only that, I know people who don't even have Instagram accounts that have like fake Instagrams where they just want to see what you're doing.
Yeah,
But they're quick to tell you, oh, I don't even have an Instagram account. It's like, well, why did you call me asking me about what I was doing? Like,
it's
well,
easy to tell.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's easy to tell who's looking at your stuff. But also on Facebook, the way it really tells off on them is it'll tell you like this person inquired, would you like to be their friend? And I'm always like, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but that's good though. I guess that's a good way to keep yourself, from all I mean, could you imagine if you said you have 300 people waiting?
Yeah, I said 300 plus last time I checked.
Could you imagine if you went ahead and if your page wasn't private and all those 300 people were following you, but they was hitting your DM with dumb stuff? Like the crypto people are crazy.
Yes, people that send me screenshots of their bank statements and stuff, I immediately block them. And it's what it is that people are starting to get hacked because they're
Right.
clicking on them links and stuff. And I had somebody message me the other day talking about they're having issues with getting in their Instagram and want me to click on this link. They should be able to send you a link if you have, and
Right.
it's not that, yeah, you're not going to get me because as soon as I know people that have gotten their accounts hacked, and it means that you fail for something. 9 times out of 10, it probably means that you fail for one of these links that somebody done sent you, and you was
Right.
trying to make $3 into 300 real
Right.
quick.
So moral to that story is do not click on random clickable things. But they used to have that little scam on Facebook where they would send, like they would hack somebody's account and then they would send the message out to all their friends saying that they're stuck in this foreign country or whatever. Can you please send money so they can get back home? And then as soon as you would click on it to get the rest of the story, then that's when they would hack you and then they would take over your whole Facebook thing. But then by then they have the names of everybody who follows you. And then they send a message to them saying, hey, Dawn is in trouble. Can you send money to, and I'm just like, they come up with all kind of scams. That's one of the reasons I want to get down to about 50 people on Facebook so that my account is not always at 5,000, so they won't think that I'm even worth hacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to give you the inkling that it's worth you hacking. But yeah, the only reason I don't have my Instagram private is because I'm doing a lot of reels and different stuff. But when I
Mhm.
see people who follow me that like all the Bitcoin people that are fake, not the real ones. I'm not talking about the real people who are really earning money on it, who are really doing their thing. I'm talking about the ones that are just, you can tell they're not even making money. They're just trolling and everything. But
For
as soon as
sure,
I
yeah.
see them join my page and then I go and check out their profile and I see what they're all about, I just hit I just unfollow them. Like don't they can't even, it says like remove that person. I just remove them right then.
Yeah.
So because a lot of them, like you said, they just want to go and follow a bunch of people just to get them to follow them back and then they unfollow. So I don't even think they're of course smart enough to go back and recheck to make sure that all those people are still following them.
Yeah.
But I am excited about the growth that we've been having on our mother-daughter-ish Instagram page. And like I said, it seems like every time I do some kind of interview or something like that, we get a lot of different people that are joining just to see what we have to say. And I have a lot of people that say they like the fact that we're just from Houston. I'm like, Houston got it going on like that. I just love it. I was talking to somebody last night and she was like, she's going to move from Harlem to Houston. And I was like, okay, well, we'll take you in, but we just can't take any more people from California. She said her uncle just moved to Cypress, Texas, like 6 months ago, and he loves it. So he wants to get her out to Cypress. I said, well, we'll be pretty close to each other, but
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I would just encourage people to just pay a little more attention to people that are requesting to follow you, or it's a lot of people out here that's making fake pages. There's a lot of people that's really looking to hack your page, because all they need you is just to be gullible enough to click on whatever they're trying to send you.
Right.
And I be knowing sometimes somebody sent me a message yesterday in Instagram. When somebody sends you a message, if it's just one message, they'll it'll say it'll give you a little snippet of what the message says, but this one it says sent a message, and I know when it looks like that, it's 9 times out of 10 just sketchy.
And I think with you figuring out all of that, it's just kind of like trial and error. You look at it, and if it looks suspicious, you're kind of like, Because some people, they fall for everything. They think because it's social media, it's all good. And I'm just like, no, social media is the devil's playground. Like, you need to be aware that just being on there is weird enough,
Yeah.
But so for me, my new year, new view to give a message is, I think that it's so valuable to schedule your day. And I know for some people that sounds so routine and so boring, but when I say it, I don't mean it in a boring way. I mean, like, at least the night before you go to sleep. Now, I'm weird. I do my whole week. So if you were to ask me what I'm doing in March, I could tell you right now. I know what I'm doing in March. But there are some people who don't like to schedule their day because they don't want it to become routine, but it doesn't have to. It's just kind of being organized. And so, for example, if you the night before you go to bed, if you put down the top priorities of what you got to do. So just imagine if you have 10 things to do, but only 3 of them are really priority. And those are the things you need to start with, because anything I don't like doing, I'm going to do first just to get it out of the way.
Yeah,
so let's say you get ready to go to bed, and your next day, you got to get the clothes to the cleaners. You got to get to the grocery store. You got to make sure you call 5 clients that left you messages because you just got their message on your voicemail. Let's say then you have to, follow up on something else. At least write those things down so that you don't get to 5 or 6 o'clock. Like yesterday, I did everything on my list plus an extra 3 or 4 things. But right around 5 o'clock, I was like, oh, let me call the car place to make an appointment for the car. They had already closed at 5. Because on Google, it said they close at 7. Okay, so I don't trust Google's times anymore because of the pandemic and everything. Everybody's kind of changing their times up. They open when they want, they close when they want. So by the time I called them, it said that the service department was already closed, and I was like looking at the phone, going, "Well, no, it says." So I called back 2 or 3 times, and I was like, "Okay, well then the times are wrong on here, so I get it." But if I had written that as it wasn't a priority. But if I had written it on there, then I would have called way before 5 o'clock. I would have got that done with during the daytime. But then also, for example, if you order your groceries at home, why not get that on the list and get that done? You can schedule your times that you want them to either deliver it or you pick it up. But just like waiting till last minute, there's just something about anything last minute that just, I don't even know. I can't even explain what it does to me. It just, I don't like it. I don't like anything last minute. Even if I tell you, we're gonna do this or whatever, but then if the plan right at the last minute changes and I have to get a whole new thought, simply because the way my brain works is that if something happens and I have to figure out a solution, I like to be quick with it. But if something unexpected happens and I have to come up with a solution when I already had the problem solved, then I'm just like, it's just
I know some people also that get like anxiety or kind of freak out a bit trying to plan too far ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I know people like that. That's why I felt like Josh was kind of like that when we asked him about Art Basel. I'm sure he wanted to go, but like it's probably too much for him to think about. Yeah, he probably didn't know what he was going to do in the next 2 days or what he had planned.
But see, for people like that, because I know a few people like that, where you'll say, "What are you doing on Friday?" And they're like, "What? Let me get through the day."
I'm just trying to get through the day. Yeah.
Right. But the thing about it is that whether you can do it or not, write it down. Like the other day, like yesterday, like the day before yesterday, I told you, I said, "Hey, if you want to come with me in the morning, I'm leaving at this such and such time. Call me and you can come with me or whatever." After 8 o'clock, when you didn't call me, I was like, "Okay, she's not going. Then I'm going on." I didn't even worry about it. But if you tell me about something next year, and of course, none of us know what's happening next year, everything's up in the air. I will put it on my calendar and put a question mark by it. And then as the time gets closer, then I'll inquire back with you, "Hey, are we still doing this thing or whatever?" But when people say to me, like when Josh said to me, "Oh, no, I can't plan that far time because I don't know what my life is going to be like." Well, none of us know what our life is going to be like. None of us, not one of us knows. But at least if you plan in advance, when the time gets closer to that decision, you could always either say, "Yeah, I'm going to remove this off of my calendar. I can't do it," or "I'm going to go ahead and do it."
But it is truly a lot for people to fathom to think that
I know
possible.
when you just said that, I was just like, what? Anxiety on planning?
I'm
But
like that. That's why I mean, like when you talk about places you want to go, like next week, like just places that you think of, I'm like, I mean, it sounds cool, but like I'm really mentally just trying to get through the day.
that right there gives me
Everybody.
anxiety. Yeah,
Well,
I would prefer to be able to pull my calendar and see what I'm doing for the rest of the month and never plan anything else for that month than anything. Like I have clients right now that will call me and they're like, they need XYZ. And I'm like, "Well, when do you need it?" And they're like, "Well," I'll give you a great example. A lady called me in October. She said, "Well, I won't be ready till the first week of January." I called her on yesterday to follow up with her. And she said, "Yeah, I'm ready." And I said, "Just let me know when you want me to come to Dallas or whatever, get everything set up for you." And she was like, "Okay." And I was
mhm.
just like, she asked me, "How did you remember to even follow up with me?" She said, "Because I was just saying the other day I had lost your number and I thought I had it in my phone saved, but then I forgot your name. So it probably is in my phone because when you called, your name came up." She was like, I said, "Because when you asked me in October to call you back the first week of January, I literally wrote it in my calendar to call you back in January. That's how I operate." But I have people right now that I'm just like, I have them scheduled, for June, July, August, like it's scheduled down the road. And it's me, it's up to me to remind them, "Hey, we're getting started in a month or two or whatever." I don't know. I guess I'm just
I mean, yeah,
organized.
that's work stuff, but like leisure, like traveling and stuff, that's
Well,
kind of,
period. Didn't I send you a list of things that we're gonna do?
yeah,
And
I'm
y'all,
just trying to get
y'all
through
you
each
and you and
one.
Peyton both looked at the list and was like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm just like, well, I mean, if I have to do things by myself, that's cool. But I have to plan stuff because it takes money, it takes time, it takes organizing, it takes, getting hotels lined up, it takes getting a list of things you want to do. It's like you can't just now I can jump up on a Tuesday and go somewhere because I'm gonna get to clicking around and find something. But I don't know. But everybody works different and I think it's okay. But my thing is as you're planning your day and as you're organizing yourself and you know what you're doing the next day so that you don't get behind and procrastinate and all of that. Again, my first tip is the thing that you hate to do the most, get it done. If you don't like making cold calls or calling people or connecting with folks online every day, then if that's the thing that
Yeah.
makes you cringe, then get that out the way and get it done. But then also as we're in the daytime, I would definitely suggest to get a new view on taking naps. The reason I say get a new view on it is because most people feel like if they take a nap, they're gonna go to full sleep and then they won't be able to sleep at night. And
Yeah.
that is the case for some people. But I think that if you can, do a 30-minute or 45-minute nap, it just gives you a refresher, it rejuvenates you. It helps to, shut your nervous system down and get you ready for your day. And, you could be sitting on the sofa and just like close your eye because you've seen me do it many times. I'll be sitting there and I'm just like, okay, I'm resting. I'm resting because I like to have the downtime where I'm literally thinking of nothing but just whatever behind my eyelids I see, but incorporating those naps. And I'm talking about on a daily basis. I know you can remember when y'all were kids and we'd be home on the weekends. We would all go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We would all take a nap. I'd be like, "Okay, y'all, it's 2 o'clock. Let's all get us a nap. And then when we get up, we'll go to Chuck E. Cheese, whatever." But it's like, get that nap in because I know that it just helps to calm you down. And y'all weren't wild running around weird kids or anything. It was just, I knew that taking a nap was a good idea. And I used to go to sleep as well, So especially for new parents, oh my gosh, if you have a newborn, every time that baby goes to sleep, you need to go to sleep, take a nap, have those bottles already pre-made,
Yeah.
have those diapers and wipes already. I used